Good afternoon. Again, Roger Wahl, Chief Technology Officer at Innovo Group. It's a real pleasure to be here with you at Context KSA. I see a lot of familiar faces who were with me a few months ago at Context UAE in Dubai. It is an amazing event, but I think this one is even going to top it based on what I've seen so far. So great job seeing CTF. But whether we're talking about Dubai or talking about Riyadh, globally, we're setting a pace in adopting technology in this region. Last week, I was at the Autodesk in San Diego, California. And I was on a panel discussion with several CEOs, construction CEOs, and they were quite amazed and excited with hearing about how we're advancing, piloting, and adopting technology across the GCC, across this region. So we're really absolutely leading the way when it comes to adoption of technology. So it's really an exciting time to be where we are. Can you go back one slide, please? So who is Innovo? Innovo is a tier one builder at this region for the last 4 years. And a few years ago, we decided we aspired to be more. So we rebranded, called ourselves Innovo, and grew our global footprints and started executing more diverse technologies in processes across the entire global lifecycle. So we're doing, for instance, real estate development in Canada, Egypt, different locations, a whole lifecycle. Can you please go back? Yeah, this is a no-go. The quicker really is. Oh, yes. And we reinvent ourselves saying we're not going to be a technology supportive business. We're going to be a technology led business. And to that point, we look at over 200 creative startups this year alone. We're looking at leveraging those technologies as we go to market. So just a brief refresher. And we need the sound in this video also. So brief refresher on what is the digital twin. Hopefully we are Ellis.
In a world inundated with data and driven by efficiency, digital twins are pioneering a new era in planning and design, offering comprehensive digital replicas that enhance decision-making for the world's most innovative projects. Utilizing advanced simulations, these vertical models go beyond mere architectural visualization. They are imbued with data and analytics that mirror the complexity of their physical counterparts. By integrating real-time data, digital twins evolve with their physical twins, offering a live picture of our status and performance. These operational layers, the lifeblood of the digital twin, provide actionable insights, drive innovation, and deliver tangible benefits across the entire lifecycle of a physical entity. The digital twin is not just a blueprint for the future, it is a digital reflection of our present. A tool that transforms bytes into buildings, data into decisions, and simulations into strategies for a smarter, more sustainable world.
Next slide, Lewis. So that's what a digital twin is, but how do you actually execute a digital twin? Because those are sort of details you really need to focus on to operationalize, get the benefits you normally want to get from a product like this. So next slide. So it starts with people, process, and technology. These three, let's say, groups, or any sort of technology you want to implement and adopt. These are the three different functions that needs to be looked at, whether it's an ERP or a digital twin. These are the three areas to focus on. Next. And people, you have a lot of stakeholders across the whole life cycle. And this is where the resistance to change comes in. If your whole supply chain, organization, customer, developer, across the life cycle, builder, and operator, maintain, if they're not on the same page as far as how to leverage these technologies and execute them, you're not going to be successful. Next slide, please. And of course, all the processes are according to. So these processes need to be aligned to the technology, or the technology needs to be aligned to the processes. And next slide. And of course, there's a lot of technologies. This is just a few of them. There are a lot of technologies that come together across the digital twin lifecycle and the build lifecycle to make the technology stronger. Next slide. And the result, of course, is what's the most important thing in a digital twin is the data. And having correlated, correct data across the life cycle is of utmost importance. If you take care of the people, process, and technology, you're going to have good data. Next slide, please. So let's talk about the data across the life cycle. It starts at a macro level when you're doing your capital planning. Using geospatial technologies, we're gathering a lot of detail on the whole, let's say, the development you're going to do. The capital planning it's a bit of rough data, but it's a lot of data. And through the life cycle, it's going to be correlated. And at each part of the life cycle, you have different technologies, many of them AI-based, that are processing and making the data more consistent and better, continually iterating it. So the end result is going to be something amazing. Now, if we start with capital planning, I would say there are a lot of technologies that are the entire community, let's say, that you were to develop. One example I'll give is actually a marketing company called Noe and Associates in London. They started out by saying, using Epic Games' Unreal Engine Metaverse, they started by saying, here's going to be a picture that you can market to your customers about what the community is going to look like. And then they said, let's start adding some technology. So they added digital twins, the digital twin depiction, BIM drawings, actual BIMs for the different facilities will be there. And then they start running simulations through the process. As you add more buildings to your metaverse, let's say, it starts to look like a real city. And they'll run simulations of traffic, CCTV, power, lights, everything will be done in simulation as you're going through the process. So you can see really what that asset's going to look like, where that smart city is going to look like at Athena. And in design, there's a lot of AI-based products like Autodesk Forma, which often capital planning through the design of the actual structures themselves. And using AI to iterate and make it much stronger throughout the process. Construction also. A little bit later, I'll go through construction AI-based technology, how we're doing reality capture and the digital twin on the project. And then operator and saying community and sustainability. The end result has to be a structure or facility that knows what you need before you know what it needs. This is Wahl. Next slide. And of course, we can't forget about retrofit. This is really, really important. Maybe not as important here as it is in London because there are hundreds of assets in central London that are sat empty since before COVID. They can't be used because energy regulations have increased since then. So it's a lot of heavy lifting to do retrofit because you start with what's actually wrong, what is your energy footprint, and then you have to create a BIM model after back because these are old assets. So you go in with a reality capture software, Open Space or Holiday Builder, there are a lot of reality capture tools, and you create a BIM after the fact. Then you take action, you do retrofit, and then you finish. That's data across the life cycle. Next slide, please. So let's double click on construction digital twin because that's why we're here, right? So the construction digital twin, it starts usually with your 4D BIM. 4D BIM is your 3D design and your schedule. Could be Primavera, could be something else you have your schedule. So you start with that, and then you capture data. So typically a LiDAR scan is the best way to do this because it's down to the millimeter in accuracy. But you could do it with different computer vision and other technologies also to actually take a picture of what's happening in real time. So as you're building, you have your design and you have your schedule and you're taking the LiDAR scan and I'll give you an example of that in a couple of minutes. Reporting is very important. So we talked about change management, adopting these technologies. You can't just capture the data, have thousands of findings and expect your project operations team to execute them. You have to bring in the right resources to help them because they have a day job. You can't give them a lot of work where they won't adopt the technology and you won't have actionable insights. Then the model is updated or your build is updated. So once you find that the defects are potentially out there or the deviations from the path, then you have to make some changes to the BIM because that's not easy. There are a lot of dependencies within BIM. And the technology of like Core AI it's evolving, but it's not mature enough yet to update BIM automatically. Add most pieces in, right? That gives you your as-built digital twin. Next slide, please. And this just shows how you're managing that data. You're extracting in, cutting, comparing it to what the BIM and the schedule looks like. Your 4D AI engine is processing all those data points as you're capturing them. Next slide, please. Here's an example of us actually capturing data at Masdar City. This is a carbon neutral headquarters building in Masdar. We're capturing the data with a BIM. This is a picture of how we're with a LiDAR capturing the data. You're going to see there'll be some potential deviations. And when we look at them, we have a quality team saying these are the ones that are most important. It could be MEP, it could be structural. We're looking at the deviations from the design and the schedule. Because no matter how good of a builder you are, you can have 10 to 50% of rework that occurs in any project. So if you can eliminate that 10 to 50% of your work because you're fixing your problems before they occur in 2 weeks, then you lower your carbon by 10 to 50%, and you are 10 to 50% more productive. And as the technology is advancing, we're getting to the 5-6% now. But we expect once you have the automatic BIM updates and things like that, we can get the 10 to 15% productivity that we're looking for. Next slide, please. So there are a lot of products, AI-based products that we talked about at each stage of the life cycle, whether it's camera planning, whether it's the design, whether it's the construction of our saying or the final result. But there are products that are starting to traverse across the life cycle. And I wanted to call one of these products out. We have heard of it before. It's called Passive Logic. So Passive Logic is a smart building technology that's been in the development phase for 6 years now. There's a lot of really marquee companies who have invested a lot in it, like NVIDIA, Workfield, Prologis have invested a lot in this product. And it's just now going live. And the difference with this product from other traditional, let's say, smart building technologies is this product uses AI at every level and across the life cycle, and it's open EDI, so it can connect to any other products that Smart Technology bought in that facility. So we see a big future for this in going after, let's say, the Johnson Controls and Siemens, Honeywell, the other traditional AMS smart building technologies. This is going to take the market by storm, we feel. Next slide. And of course, the result is a building and a city that know what you need before you know it. Safer, smarter technology, because you've seen the data has progressed across the entire life cycle. AI had underpinnings at each stage, different products that allows it to become smarter, more intuitive. The planning is better, the stipulations are better. Next slide. And I would end with this. So we've been on this digital transformation journey 2 years in the Innovo. And when you invest in a lot of VCs, like you look at the latest technologies and you execute a lot of those technologies, why don't you then create a technology business within your group, which is what we've done now. So in Innovo Tech, we're going to market with Siemens for smart buildings, with Schneider for energy and retrofit, with Delta for modular cloud data centers, with creative case products at smart buildings. You also have a digital twin. We've talked about we're doing digital twin for a lot of our developing customers. They're willing to pay more because it's and such significant value for them. Because in the end, construction companies have 6, 7, 8% margin someday. If you're lucky, get into double digits. That's not really unreal, let's say. If you can have a technology business that has the kind of margin that finally your technology investments, you don't have to take a 1, 2, 3% margin from your operating profit. You can self-fund via technology offers. We've seen a piece that actually the technology company is getting bigger than a construction company. Technology moving very fast, and it has a multiple roles, higher margin, and a real estate development role. Next slide. I would close by saying we have a golden opportunity, those of us in this industry. You know that this industry was underinvested in the past, obviously, but we're catching up very fast. Investment is here now because of chasing after sustainable outcomes, productive outcomes. The technologies will move very, very quickly. There are AI startups in Contech, PropTech, and there are in tech. So each of us in this room have the bold opportunity to add significant value to our company, our customer, our community, and the planet. So let's do it.
We will switch here.